All right, so have you ever felt like you're barely even keeping up with entertainment? Like, forget about what's next to you for a second.
It's moving so fast.
You sent over some info about this whole virtual production thing.
Right.
And honestly, after I dug into it, it's about to blow your mind wide open. Seriously.
Yeah.
Get ready to rethink how movies get made.
Well, what struck me right off the bat was, you know, WHO is talking about this. We've got RIT, which is,
It's huge.
a heavy hitter in film education,
Yeah.
teaming up with Synapse,
Oh, yeah.
these industry pros,
Okay.
like at the top of their game.
Mm-hmm.
That combo tells you this isn't some niche tech thing.
Yeah.
This is about to be everywhere.
Exactly. And they're not just talking about fancy cameras here.
No.
This article, it's like they're saying, buckle up, the whole filmmaking world is about to transform.
Yeah, it's deeper than just looking cool, too, right? It's about fundamentally changing how duty movies are made.
Yeah.
From pre-production to that final cut.
Wow.
Imagine workflows being totally streamlined, departments collaborating in ways they couldn't before. Even the Joby market for film
Oh, wow.
is going to shift because of this.
Okay, so it's a big deal, but let's make this real. The article mentions this tech could mean big cost savings. I'm thinking, like, less building massive sets, fewer on-location shoots. Am I on the right track?
Absolutely. Think of those, elaborate sets you see in blockbusters, right?
Oh, yeah.
Virtual production allows filmmakers to create those digitally. So no more flying huge crews across the globe.
Wow.
Less material waste.
Yeah.
It's a win for budgets.
Yeah.
D the planet.
Wait, seriously. So not only could this mean more creatively ambitious films, but it's also more sustainable.
Huge factor.
That's amazing. This is why I love these deep dives. You uncover the coolest connections.
It is. And for independent filmmakers, those with smaller budgets and big dreams,
Yeah.
this tech could be revolutionary. We're talking about leveling the playing field in a huge way.
That's incredible. Suddenly that passion project someone's been itching to make for years could actually be possible. But let's get down to brass tacks. If I'm not making movies, why should I care about cost savings in Hollywood?
That's the thing. Even if you're just a movie buff,
Right.
this impacts you.
Yeah.
As these tools become more common, we'll likely see more diverse stories being told.
Oh, wow.
Films that couldn't have been made before suddenly become possible. Your viewing experience just got a whole lot more interesting.
Okay, you've officially blown my mind. More stories, more voices, more creativity. Oh, this is getting exciting. But the article also mentions something called a talent gap. What's that all about?
That's the big question, right? The technology is racing ahead,
Right.
but finding enough skilled artists and storytellers who can fully utilize it.
Right.
That's the real challenge. We need people who not only understand filmmaking,
Of course.
but also how to leverage this new tech.
So what everyone on set needs to be a programmer now. Do I need to learn code? This is where I start to feel the tech anxiety creeping in.
Hold your horses.
Yeah.
It's not about everyone becoming coding wizards overnight, right?
Okay.
But understanding the basics of how this tech works,
Yeah.
that's becoming essential no matter what role you play on a film set.
Okay, that's somewhat reassuring. But I think we need to unpack that a bit. The article kept mentioning game engines and LED stages,
Yeah.
which, those sound pretty technical to me.
Let's break them down a little bit, right?
Yeah, okay.
Imagine a film set where instead of physical sets, actors are surrounded by giant high-definition LED screens.
Okay.
These screens display incredibly realistic 3D environments that can be changed in real time.
Wow.
That's an LED stage in a nutshell.
So it's like stepping inside a video game, but for real-life filmmaking.
Exactly. And the software that powers these realistic environments, the thing that lets filmmakers manipulate them on the fly, that's the game engine.
Okay, I'm starting to get the picture here, but where do those specific skills we talked about come in? Is everyone on a virtual production set a programmer now?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Yes, having a basic understanding of how game engines work is helpful, but it's more about collaboration and understanding the possibilities this technology unlocks. You still need talented cinematographers who understand lighting and composition, costume designers, storytellers.
So it's more about adapting existing skills to this new medium rather than everyone needing to become a tech expert overnight.
Precisely. It's about bridging the gap between creative vision and technical execution. And that's where this talent gap comes in, right?
Right.
We need people who understand both worlds. That's why this collaboration between RIT and Synapse is so interesting.
You're talking about that masterclass they're offering.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
the article mentions it's not just for film students, which I thought was really cool.
Totally.
Yeah.
They're specifically targeting industry professionals.
Oh, cool.
Folks who already have experience in film, animation, gaming,
Right.
and want to upskill for this new world of virtual production.
And they've got some seriously impressive instructors lined up,
Yeah.
including Christopher Probst,
Right.
that award-winning cinematographer. The article listed a few of the topics covered: virtual art department fundamentals, LED stage operation, real-time environment integration.
Right.
It sounds intense.
It is a fast-paced, hands-on program. The goal is to give participants a crash course in the practical skills and knowledge they need to actually work on a virtual production set.
Wow, so someone could theoretically take this masterclass and walk onto a virtual production set ready to work. That's a pretty incredible opportunity. And talk about a career jumpstart. But we are quickly running out of time for this part of our deep dive. Don't worry, we'll be back after a short break to keep exploring this game-changing technology. Stay tuned. All right, so before the break, we were diving into this whole virtual production thing.
Right.
And honestly, it's like someone handed us a crystal ball to the future of film.
Yeah.
But we left off talking about this talent gap.
Yeah.
And frankly, I'm still wrapping my head around how it all actually works.
It's a lot to take in, but once you see it in action, it kind of clicks. So remember those LED stages we were talking about?
Yeah.
Imagine yourself on a set and you're surrounded by these massive curved screens and they're displaying this breathtaking mountain range at sunrise, like so real you could practically feel the wind.
Okay, that visual is definitely helping. But wouldn't the actors still just be, well, acting in front of a screen? It's cool, but I'm not seeing the total game changer yet.
So here's where it gets really wild.
Huh.
In traditional filmmaking, if the director wanted to adjust the lighting for that sunrise,
Yeah.
the crew would be scrambling for hours.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With virtual production, they can literally make those changes on the fly, in real time,
What?
using that game engine software we talked about.
So the director says, I want a moodier sunrise. Someone tweaks a few things on a computer, and boom, the entire LED stage changes instantly.
Yeah.
That's insane. No more waiting for lighting setups or weather delays or anything.
Exactly. And it's not just about efficiency. Imagine the creative possibilities. You want to shift from that mountain range to a bustling alien marketplace.
Yeah.
No problem. They can change the entire environment with a few clicks.
Wow.
This technology gives filmmakers an unprecedented level of control over their world building.
Okay, I'm starting to see why this is such a big deal.
Yeah.
But let's get back to that talent gap for a second.
Right.
You're saying that even though this tech can do all this amazing stuff,
Yeah.
we still need humans with serious skills to make it work.
Absolutely. It's like having the world's most advanced paintbrushes and canvases.
Okay.
But you still need talented artists to create the masterpiece. In this case, those artists are the filmmakers who understand how to leverage this technology to tell compelling stories.
So it's not just about knowing how to code or work the game engine or any of that.
Right.
It's about understanding how to use those tools to create believable characters, gripping narratives, and all the things that make a film truly great.
Exactly. We still need skilled cinematographers who understand how to light a scene for maximum impact. Even if that scene is a virtual environment projected on an LED wall. We need costume designers, set decorators, all the creative minds that bring a story to life.
So it's a collaboration then. This tech isn't replacing human creativity. It's actually amplifying it by giving filmmakers a whole new set of tools to play with.
Precisely. And that's why this shift is so exciting. It's not about replacing jobs with robots. It's about empowering artists with tools that were previously unimaginable. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible in storytelling.
I love that. Okay, so we've gone from tech anxiety to pure creative excitement.
I like it.
This virtual production thing is sounding less like a threat and more like a tidal wave of awesome about to hit the film industry.
That's a great way to put it. And that wave is already starting to build. We mentioned earlier how RIT and Synapse are at the forefront of this movement. They're not just talking about it, they're actively trying to bridge that talent gap we discussed.
Right, their masterclass. That's a perfect example of how they're trying to get people up to speed with this new world of filmmaking, right?
Exactly. They're bringing together industry veterans, the people who are pioneering these techniques, to teach the next generation of filmmakers.
And it's not just for students, which, again, I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
They're encouraging anyone with existing film experience to level up their skills and dive into this new world.
Totally.
Yeah.
They recognize that the future of filmmaking isn't about starting from scratch. It's about building on the incredible talent and passion that already exists within the industry.
This is making me even more excited about the future of film.
Ah,
Okay, so we've talked about the tech, the talent, and the incredible potential of virtual production, but I'm guessing there's still a lot to uncover.
oh, absolutely. We've barely scratched the surface. The really interesting stuff, the part that gets me really fired up, is thinking about how this technology will impact the stories being told. That's what we'll dig into after the break. Don't go anywhere.
All right, we're back, and my mind is still reeling from everything we've uncovered about virtual production.
It's a lot.
It's like we've stepped into a world where the line between imagination and reality is getting blurrier by the minute.
And that's what makes this whole shift so fascinating. It's not just about the tools, it's about what those tools enable us to create. We're talking about a whole new era of storytelling.
Okay, so you've got to elaborate on that. You keep mentioning how this is going to change the types of stories being told. How so?
Well, think about it. For decades, filmmakers have been limited by, what they could physically create or afford.
Sure.
Right.
Budgets are real.
You want to set your film in, a long-lost underwater city?
Okay.
Good luck getting the budget for that.
Right.
But with virtual production, those limitations start to fade away.
Oh, interesting.
Suddenly, any world you can imagine can be brought to life on screen,
Really?
often at a fraction of the cost.
So you're saying we could be entering an age of boundless creativity in film, where the most ambitious, fantastical stories are no longer relegated to the realm of, big budget blockbusters.
Precisely.
Wow.
And not only that, but this technology also has the potential to amplify stories from voices we rarely hear in mainstream cinema. Think about independent filmmakers working in parts of the world where resources are limited. Virtual production could empower them to tell their stories with a visual richness that was previously unthinkable.
Wow, that's amazing. So it's not just about more sci-fi epics and fantasy adventures, although those are cool too. It's about opening doors for a wider range of stories and perspectives.
Exactly. And who knows what those stories will look like? Maybe we'll see a surge of magical realism, where mythical creatures seamlessly interact with everyday life. Or perhaps historical dramas will take on a whole new level of authenticity, with virtual sets recreating lost cities down to the last detail.
Yeah.
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling.
I'm starting to think we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what this technology could unlock.
Right.
It's exciting, intimidating, and more than a little bit mind-bending all at the same time.
That's a perfect way to put it. And I think that sense of wonder, that feeling that we're on the cusp of something truly groundbreaking, is what makes this such a pivotal moment in the history of film. We're not just watching a new technology emerge, we're witnessing the evolution of storytelling itself.
Okay, you officially have me hooked. This deep dive has gone from intriguing to downright inspiring. I'm ready to grab some popcorn, fire up my favorite streaming service, and see what kind of cinematic magic awaits.
That's the spirit. And remember, this is just the beginning. The most exciting chapter in the story of virtual production, the one where those incredible possibilities become reality, is still being written.
And I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next. A huge thank you to you, our brilliant expert, for taking us on this incredible journey. And to you, dear listener, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep that sense of wonder alive. Until next time, happy viewing.